What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to day 92 of the Daniel Bourke Show. Thank you all so much for tuning in wherever you're watching this, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, podcast, listening. I've got so many different platforms on the go right now. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm trying out all these different things to see which is the best for me. I don't even know if I'm good on video. I don't even know if I'm good on audio. I don't even know if I'm good at writing. So I'm just going to keep trying them and trying them and trying them until I find out the best platform for me. But nonetheless, I'm back on the iPhone today because I just edited a whole bunch of video using my camera and went to go record this show once again, and the camera battery was flat. I don't have a backup battery. I did start charging it, and it's at about 20%, but rather than risk it, I'm just going to do it on the iPhone today, because why not? Good quality camera. The video might be a bit chopped if it's on Facebook or YouTube or whatever, but that's all right. So, what I've been up to today. This morning, I emailed Gary Vee, as I said. I knew I was going to email him. I don't know how it'll go. I used my cold email template that I did a few episodes ago, like day 84 or something, maybe 86. I'm not sure, but I used that. The subject line is probably a bit touchy. I said why you would be better than Ronnie Johnson, or I'm not sure of his name, CEO of the New York Jets. So I kind of did it as a fishing thing. Maybe it wasn't the best idea. Maybe it was. I really don't know. But I went through with it. I emailed him asking for, I'll just tell you guys, asking for 10 seconds of audio for the 100th episode of this podcast. So we may get it, we may not, but I did send the email this morning. May get a reply, may not. Worst case scenario, we don't. And we can do the episode anyway. We're going to have lots of fun. But what else have I been up to? Editing so many videos. So usually I would edit videos on Sunday and Wednesday, but Sunday I was out at a wedding, and so I didn't do any video editing then. So I just did a week's worth of video editing. Took a couple of hours. Now they're just exporting on my computer, and I'll have them uploaded sometime within the next week or so. I need to find a location in Brisbane with fast Wi-Fi so I can just upload them all at once, because they're fairly large files. But that's alright, we'll get it done. And I started a Facebook page today, so if you haven't checked it out, go to facebook.com/Mr. D Bourke, MRDBOURKE. It's got nothing on there at the moment except for a few photos and a link to the article I wrote from Medium. And I'm just going to use that as another place to put all my stuff. That way I'll be on Facebook, Instagram, I'll have my own website, I'll have Medium, Twitter, you name it. So I don't know which one's the best for me right now. I'm really enjoying Twitter at the moment. I'm really enjoying Quora. I'm really enjoying Medium. I'm really enjoying Instagram. They all have their pros and cons. Maybe I'll do an episode in the future, or a video in the future, of which one I'm liking the most. But to be honest, when I was making the Facebook page, I was kind of nervous, and this video might go up on there, so you'll be able to see it all there. And why was I nervous? Well, it comes back to being afraid of what other people think. I think that is the biggest downfall of me and also a lot of people when you're trying to do something new, right? You'll always have that thought in the back of your mind. You'll have that thought like trying to stop you. Don't do this, don't do that. You other people are going to think this of you. Other people are going to think that of you. And I think that's the survival instinct in us, because when we evolved in tribes, this is just what I read in the book and what it sort of makes sense to me, and I'm just going to regurgitate it. When we evolved in tribes, if you were exiled from the tribe, then that wasn't a good thing, because you would die. So we've got that sort of mentality now to not ever be exported from the tribe. So that's why it's so, I don't know, out of the ordinary, or so hard for sometimes to go against the status quo. Because if you go against the status quo, and whatever the status quo is, you may be exiled from the tribe. And if you get exiled from the tribe, well then in olden times, hunter-gatherer times, well then you'd be killed. Well, not killed, but maybe killed by your own tribe, or you would die because you don't have any of the tribe's resources. And so I think that those instincts have followed through to the modern day, and every time you go to do something different, you'll have that voice in your head going, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Stick to the rules. Stick to the rules. Follow the easy steps. Go to high school. Go to university. Get a job. Buy a house. Have a family. That's it. Like, that's... And... Or whatever it is. I'm not saying that any of it is a bad thing. I'm not some guru that knows how to live life, right? That's the reason... One of the main reasons I started this whole thing about Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and all that. Just making content and whatnot. Just writing, videoing, making a podcast was because I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure out how to live my life, and I don't want to sort of impart any, I don't know, how am I trying to say this? I don't want to act as if I'm some know-it-all. I'm 23 years old, right? I'm just doing what my intuition's telling me, and that's to put myself out there in the world and just keep doing what I'm doing and see what happens, right? The worst case scenario, I look back on this in 20 years and I've got all these videos of when I was a young kid just trying to learn, trying to make his way in life. So that's my philosophy, right? And that's why I'm trying so many different things. I'm trying to find out what works. I want to write a book in the future. I want to keep making YouTube videos. I want to do all these things, but sometimes you have to say no to really discover, say no to so many different things to really discover what the handful of things are that you want to do, right? And that's what I'm trying to do. So, and all of that probably didn't make sense, but I don't even know. That's life, right? That's life. A lot of it doesn't make sense, but you just got to keep on going. And another thing about the nervousness of making the Facebook page is that it's oftentimes the ego versus the self, right? And so the ego it loves what other people think of you, right? And the self is the truest version of yourself, and the ego is a sort of, I don't know, the shield on top of yourself, if you imagine it. And so the ego holds back yourself from conversing with the rest of the world, as well as holds the rest of the world with conversing with your true self. That's my interpretation of it, right? And so the ego is always, your ego is always ready to stand in front of the true self whenever the true self tries to express itself, because the ego doesn't want the true self to get hurt, because that's a bad time. So if I'm trying to express myself through video, through writing, through audio, through a number of different outlets, the ego will try to protect the true self. That's why it's so hard for some people to express, including myself. I'm not perfect. Every time I do one of these videos, I'm nervous, right? I interviewed someone on my podcast the other day for the first time, an international guest, and I was sweating at the armpits. The first time, if you listen to day 1 of the episode of the podcast, today's day 92. I've done 92 episodes and I'm still nervous every time I press start. Day 1, I was talking really slow, wasn't on video, and I was sweating under the armpits. Now I'm fine. I'm all right. I'm getting better. I think I am getting better. At least I don't have any prompts to talk with me today. It's just me, me and the camera. But yeah, so the ego often holds you back from sharing your true self. And one of the things I've been trying to do this year, one of my main goals of 2017 was to listen to my inner voice and express my authentic self. Who is that? Well, I'm really trying to discover that. I don't entirely know. I think I'm on the right path. My intuition is telling me I'm on the right path. Of all the things that I've read, of all the people that I've watched, of all the successful people that I look up to, I believe I'm on the right path. And who knows? Making this show is definitely helping, because it's just 10 minutes. I get to speak my mind every day, and I think it's valuable. That could be the daily challenge. Spend 10 minutes just sitting and thinking, or speaking, or writing. Spend 10 minutes writing. Write down all your thoughts in 10 minutes, or just sit there and think. That can be the daily challenge. But I'm going to go work out with my little bro. We're going to have an awesome session. I'm going to upload this to my Facebook page. However I do that, I'll work it out, and get back to editing some videos later tonight, and I'll upload them later through the week. But nonetheless, whatever you're up to, I hope you're having an awesome day. Call someone, tell them you love them. I love you all. But we'll see you tomorrow. Day 9-3. 9 plus 3 equals 12. I don't know if that has any significance. Catch you later.